Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
I didn't get to see Ben Bankus because his show got canceled because of wokesters that were angry that he made a Renee Good joke and then got the bar to cancel his comedy show recently.
Was that locally, or was that going to be out in St. Cloud? Or?
St. Paul.
St. Paul, okay.
Yeah.
Where was he going to play?
I don't even remember the name of the bar. I've never heard of it. People made it sound like it was a gay bar, interestingly enough, or used to be.
How you fellas doing?
A hot gay spot.
Hi.
But he's a conservative pro-Trump. He's basically like if Howard Stern decided to be a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
He's just an auteur who goes for shock value to fuck with you, and he's very anti-woke and anti-PC, and he makes a lot of impressions of people.
He sounds like what Andrew Dice Clay would have been in this day and age.
Probably.
Right? You know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who I did get to see?
Who's that?
Dave Chappelle.
What?
Oh, you SOB. He had a second show that he did on Sunday night. I wanted to go see it on Monday night.
So he had the original show scheduled at the Grand Casino Arena.
Yep.
And then he surprise announced a small show at the Varsity Theater.
Yes. How did you get tickets? Because I went online as soon as I heard about it, and they were instantly sold out.
Oh, that would be because of my watchdog awesome girlfriend who knows how much I love Dave Chappelle and went, holy shit, I'm going to buy these tickets for us as a gift to you. And then they did a second show at the Varsity that night. They added a second show, in addition to adding a second arena show the Monday the next day.
Ah, I see, and I was completely out of the loop on that. I missed that all because I had other stuff going on. I ended up going...
Working. Yes, you were working, and she was free to fuck around on the phone and wait in a queue on Ticketmaster's website for 54 minutes ahead of time.
Doesn't she work too?
Yes, she does, but she works from home and remotely and in her car and on the road and in her office, and she had time.
Okay, I work remotely and at home too, and I didn't have that kind of time.
Well,
so.
you just...
I know, I need to figure out my meeting schedules better, I guess. Yeah.
So she gets the tickets, and it's the day of the show, and I'm like, doors at 6, it starts at 7, we'll get there, we'll leave here at like 5:20.
Yeah.
Because it's about a 20-minute, 25-minute drive, and we get down there, and we park, and we get to the club.
Okay.
And we're used to going to the Varsity for heavy metal shows, and sometimes there's a line outside the door to get in for security checks, but I've never seen it like this. It was down the sidewalk, around the corner, and a block and a half down.
Jeez.
And that's when we got there at fucking like 5:50.
For a 7 o'clock show.
Yes. Wow. The reason the line was so long, not just because it's popular.
Weapons check, security?
Well, you're halfway there.
Okay.
Security, because they did the phone pouches, you must lock your phone up because he does not allow recording or any sort of a digital signal to be broadcast. You couldn't have Apple Watches, none of that shit.
Wow.
And we're standing in line, and, you know, you overhear conversations, you talk to other people that are in line, and we're talking to this couple in front of us. I talk about how we go to metal shows here. We've never had to do this before. And they're like, oh, we had to do this at some other concert once. And I'm like, Tool? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, lucky guess. She's like, yeah, we've seen Tool a couple times, and they make you lock your phone up.
Maynard, yeah.
So as they're saying that, a guy walks by, and I'm like, oh, hey, there's Rick James's brother's friend. I recognized him. She's like, I think I've seen him at a couple Tool shows. I'm like, yeah, that's so-and-so. Yeah, he goes to a bunch of Tool shows with his wife. And I continue talking with the couple in front of us. Now, he smokes, so he keeps walking away and coming back. It's a white couple. She's the only other person I saw with an eyebrow ring.
Oh, yeah.
Cool for her. We find out in a roundabout way, talking about diabetes. And here's why.
Wilford Brimley?
Diabetes. Yes. So I'm like, I wonder what people do if they have a Dexcom. And the guy turns, he's like, I actually have one. I'm diabetic. I'm like, no shit. He's like, yeah. So we called ahead, and they said that I can check my blood sugar right before I go in, and if I feel woozy, I'll go to them in the back, and they'll unlock it so I can check it. But otherwise, I still got to have my phone locked down. He's that militant about not letting anything slip out.
I guess he feels he's made concessions for if somebody does have that condition, or else you don't come to his show, I suppose, yeah.
But it's also, comedians are starting to do this because they're protective of their intellectual property being broadcast to the internet for free and not making money. 100%. And you never know, like every time Chappelle does a show, I guarantee you he records every single fucking show.
Oh yeah,
The
in
same
this day and
way
age, why wouldn't you?
that Prince would have Prince has a vault. Has his family owns the rights to the vault. There are hundreds of songs we've never heard.
Oh, absolutely.
Not all of them are worth hearing, but still, Prince was a musical genius, and he kept it in there. The same way Chappelle is a comedic genius, who I refer to basically as the Black Socrates, because of the way that in modern times he takes life, he spins a yarn, and he teaches you a lesson to make you think at a higher level.
Yeah, no, he does a great job, especially now in his older years, of being very genuine about some of the life experiences and what he's explaining, and some of the things he's learned over the years, and some of the things he's encountered. Where before, he just had a great perspective on the world, right? And everybody who kind of wanted to laugh with him and how, the things he noticed. And it's great that it's come full circle. I'm glad he got back into comedy. I'm glad he kind of stepped back into the ring after being away for a while.
So we get in the show finally, and we got in like at 6:50.
Okay, so
we stood in line for almost an hour, and we sit down, and we're just kind of chilling. I went up to the bathroom right away, and so did Diabetes Guy. So it's like the big boys got to empty their bladder first.
Right, Dad's got to go, yeah.
And then we sit down. And I'm nervous because I feel like I'm not going to enjoy it as much because I like to see him on film where the laughter's not so loud, it overshines the audio coming from the house PA.
Yeah.
And because he came here for a reason. It's quite obvious that he did these short notice guerrilla style announcements. It's because everything that's been going on in Minneapolis.
Oh, absolutely. So there's going to be some topical.
Yeah, which I was already nervous, and then I fell into a seething rage for 8 minutes. And that was because who comes and sits right in front of me? Literally right in front of me. Jacob Fry, mayor of Minneapolis, man I don't like or respect.
Are you kidding me?
And I didn't say shit.
All the people.
He snuck in through the side door with some other dude, and Jacob's like your height.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
5'7", 5'8".
Yep.
He's built like you.
Yep.
And the other guy is like 6'2", 6'3". He looks like a Kennedy fucked a Frankenstein monster.
Jesus.
Yeah, he just had a big face. He almost looked like the Temu version of Joe Buck.
Ugh.
And he was very ha, and he kept patting Jacob on the back. And the girlfriend's like, is that other dude gay? And why does he also look familiar?
Okay.
And fucking A, it gets to a point where the opening comic comes on, and I'm laughing at the shit, but I'm not finding it as funny for some reason.
It's kind of a stretch.
Well, it's mainly because I'm staring into the back of the head of a man that I've wanted to call a fucking fraud for years for fake crying in front of George Floyd's casket. And because he thinks he's a tough guy going, ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. Like, okay, all the wokesters are sucking your dick right now, and some guy gave you a fist pound when he realized it was you. But for the most part, like I said, came into the side door, sat about 15 rows back on the end in case they need to make an exit.
Makes sense.
And he was very indiscriminate in his presence.
Well, that's actually kind of nice in a way then. I mean, obviously not for you because it was right in front of you and you recognized him for the most part. It was cool that not a deal was made about it, but I wonder how many other celebrities might have been there.
Right, and I got over my anger immediately because there were two rules for the show. If you have a phone, it must be locked up. And the second rule was, and this is the DJ. There's a DJ that MCs the event. He's Dave's private DJ.
Yeah.
Good friend of his. And he's like, rule number 2, please don't yell things out. You can laugh. You have a good time, but don't shout shit. There's nothing you need to say to Dave. You don't need to interrupt the show. Don't heckle. Don't none of that. Please, let's all have a good time. And some fat motherfucker sitting on the side bar, like the slightly raised area, is like clapping as hard as he can with gorilla hands at everything. And he has a comment at the end of every fucking punchline. And he's a loud, boisterous, obnoxious asshole. And I keep looking, and I keep looking, and I can't fight the urge to fucking want to say something. And I know I'm not the only person feeling this, because there's palpable tension.
Right. Like, this guy is not following the rule, and everybody knows it.
Yeah, I already don't like who's in front of me, so that sucks. And then Dave basically came here to pander to everybody that was anti-ICE. I'm just going to call it what it is. He came here to pander to the woke crowd, it
Really?
seemed. Yeah, I was like a little taken aback.
You didn't really like his set then?
I liked it. I didn't love it.
Okay.
I can tell you that he only made one or two Somali jokes, and then he told a story about dating a Somali chick, and it related to the fact that he admitted about that he's Muslim, and not a lot of people know that he's a Muslim.
Yeah.
But he's like, but I'm not forcing my wife to wear a head wrap and convert. I don't practice, and I drink. So how good of a Muslim am I? And
very David about
one of his best bits is he started talking about Kanye West. He told a lot of shit about Kanye for about 20 minutes straight.
Okay.
He also made a great, and I hate to spoil this if it comes out. I have a feeling he's going to release this. He makes a reference to Raiders of the Lost Ark and ties it into current political events. And that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spoil the punchline.
Okay,
he wove it. Like I almost forgot where he was going with this. And then he masterfully brought it back full circle. I'm like, that's why you're a goat, dude.
Yeah.
But back to the fat fucker that's sitting here being loud. I finally said, hey, rule number 2. And he said something like, rule number 2, dude. And he's like, what? Me? I'm like, yeah. What's the rule number 2? Don't be talking. Don't be shouting shit out. Like, I can't even hear the show because of you. Laugh, clap, fine, enjoy yourself. But I'm not having a good time, and my bad time is because of you and how you won't shut the fuck up. And he's like, well, now you're the reason for my bad time.
One of those people.
And I just said, well, touche, fat boy. Frankenstein in front of me laughed his ass off at that. And then the guy tried to say something, and he just went, shh. And then security whispered in the guy's ear and walked away. And I went, oh, fuck, am I about to get kicked out?
Yeah, because you were talking too.
But I tried to put a stop to it, you know? And so I sat nervous for another 15 minutes. Nobody ever said anything to me. Okay. And he shut the fuck up for about 45 minutes before he started doing it again. This guy, oh my God, at one point, Dave's telling a story. He's like, because I talk to people on the phone, and I mean, y'all don't know me like that. You don't know me personally. The guy's like, I want to. I wanted to be like, why don't you just go up and suck his dick? Oh my God.
Jesus, what? Not every thought that comes across your mind is worth saying out loud, dummy.
Yeah. And there was some arguing in the front row about people being in other people's seats, and they got it worked out during the opener. And Dave mentioned a few people. But he's talking about Minneapolis. One guy just went, Southside! And Dave's like, what'd you say? He's like, Southside! And then he fucking turned that into a couple of punchlines on the spot because obviously he's that fucking good.
Yep.
And then he made some other joke, and then he somehow tied it back into yelling Southside. So
gotcha, bitch.
That was the only thing that I could consider a heckle, and it wasn't a heckle.
Sure.
And there was a prominently placed Somali couple on the other set of, like, across the row from Fry. So, row in front of us, 10 seats down, other side of the aisle. And I'm just sitting there looking at the girlfriend like, I wonder if he's going to talk about Somali fraud. He really didn't much. He talked about dating a Somali girl.
But that was it.
But that was about it. It was a good set. I did have a mostly good time. And by the end, I had a conversation with myself internally where I said, I don't need to bring my politics into right now because I dislike Jacob Fry's politics. He came out to have a night. Whether he fucking paid for the tickets or somebody got him for him, I don't care.
Right.
I like Dave Chappelle. He clearly likes Dave Chappelle. That lucky cunt probably got to meet him.
Right?
And got so many fucking pictures and his handshake. And Dave hung around town and went to the fucking Alex Pretty Memorial and shit. You know, Dave's a solid dude. And he's like, I came here because Minneapolis, you guys needed this.
Yeah.
So he's a man of the people. But it felt awkward being a white person there that night that's not a liberal.
Right.
The fucking loud guy. So when I walked out of there, we're leaving. The show's over. And as Dave's walking off stage, Fat Boy's like, encore. And he starts going, one more joke. One more joke. This is at 8:50 and the next show's supposed to start doors at 9. Nobody else starts chanting that.
No.
It dies after he says it 2 or 3 times. And I just went, ha 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 ha. And I turned around and left. And some other guy like tasked me. He's like, hey, I'm really glad that you said something. That guy was ridiculous, and he was ruining my time, and good on you for sticking up for all of us.
Well, there you go. Nice.
And then we went out the side door, and we get out in the street, and then I'm talking to that guy more.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that guy was really ruining my time. I'm like, well, I was already not having a good time because of who sat in front of me. He's like, who? I'm like, Jacob Fry. He's like, what, really? I'm like, right fucking in front of me, dude. 3 rows in front of you. And I explained why. I'm like, but I've come to this conclusion that we were both there enjoying comedy. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a man. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan. I don't need to inject my shit into saying, just because I am in the presence of Jacob Fry, I don't need to lean in and be like, saw you fake crying in front of Fentanyl Floyd's coffin, you fucking fraud. Thanks for letting Minneapolis burn and for letting all this other bullshit go on. Well, you guys tried to take the heat off the Somali fraud and make it about ICE. I don't need to say that shit. Because as much as I feel it in my heart, I don't need to ruin his good time.
Right. And by focusing on that, you ruin your own good time too, right? Like you said, you were there to see Dave and enjoy a life, kind of a chance of a lifetime, right? To see him in a small show like that. That's awesome.
I'll probably never get that chance again.
Yeah.
I don't like arena comedy shows. It's too many people and too loud.
That was the one thing I was bummed about originally when I heard I could have afforded the tickets at the Grand Casino Arena shows on Monday night, but it was just like, I don't really want to do that, you know? I'll go to like the State or the Palace or one of those types of theaters. Pantages, yeah, exactly.
He was going to play the Target Center, but he's like, but I don't like the way Target's been acting lately. I'm like, God damn it. So like we literally talked about, or I've talked about how businesses don't need to make a statement. They're businesses. Why do we require everyone to have a fucking opinion just to sit there and basically reaffirm our own bullshit?
Yeah.
Do you think that fucking white supremacists write letters to the Ku Klux Klan going, hey, here's who I am and where I live and what I'm doing. Aren't I a good boy? Aren't I a great keeper of the faith? And pushing you don't need, fuck that shit. No.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, I had the chance to go see Louis C.K. at the Target Center years ago.
Okay.
My, at the time, wife was going to buy me a ticket.
Yeah.
Take me for my birthday. I said, no. She's like, he's your favorite. I'm like, too many people, too loud. I'm not going to have a good time. I'm going to be staring up at the screen because he's too far away.
Yeah, it's just going to be a spotlight on a stage from so far. Yeah.
And I said, I love you and I thank you for the sentiment, but no, I can't do it. I won't enjoy myself. And this is at least 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I got to have a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I got to learn something about myself in terms of moral restraint.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I mature. That was me recognizing maturity in myself, because I don't need to shout that shit, and I don't need to ruin anybody else's time if I'm not at a campaign rally or at a protest or, you know, somewhere where he's giving a speech and I, for some reason, happen to fucking have driven down there and waited through the crowd to get close enough to get my jackass face on TV and shout some shit that gets me canceled. Who's like, find out who that motherfucker is. Right. Like, ha, I'm white and I got a shaved head. We all look alike. Right. Fuck you.
Good luck with your facial recognition software.
Yeah, I'm going to run away and the back of my head, I'm Antifa. Then they'll go look at I'll fucking throw them on a false trail.
Right.
They'll
look at your
trails.
Facebook profile and be like, it can't be this guy. He said he was Antifa.
Yeah. This guy talks about Asian people using an accent, and it's very culturally insensitive.
Doesn't sound like Antifa at all.
No. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
And that's the end.